We are at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center to attend a trade show called Licensing Expo 2025. I have been to this trade show before and I love it. It's all about brands, those things you would put on your t-shirt or your lunchbox to say you are a fan of so-and-so. Let's take a look. The first brand we see when entering the trade show is Paramount. And now for a few statistics. There are 5,000 brands at this show. There are 10,000 attendees. There are 8,400 meetings and 16,000 folks who represent manufacturers, distributors, licensing agents, etc., and they are from 70 different countries. This show is an Informa market show through their global marketing group, and I can't wait.
Oh yeah, can I get a...
I think I need a new statue for my living room. And there was a guy right next door also holding up his arm. This big screen is in the Universal booth. More from the Universal booth. Lots of tables and chairs for meetings. Remember all those countries I said that participate in this show? Well, here is a booth from Korea. He's pulling a shark around the floor. These four cases show all of the things that branding can be part of. So we're talking dolls, we're talking cars, we're talking books, more dolls, funny looking dog, games, some kind of cards, more games. All of these things have brands on them, and kids love their favorite characters on lunch boxes, etc. My goodness, this looks like a computer screen. Books, characters, etc. This is a booth called Jazzwares, and there's a, I don't know what it is. It's a character. Soul Mallows. I'm not familiar with the character Waves. It's a brand I'm familiar with, KitchenAid, and I'm not quite sure why that title would be on somebody else's goods, but maybe so. There's a whole back row in the convention center full of brands, including a couple right here. Apparently there's a brand called Liquid Death, and you can wear the brand on a jacket like this. It says Liquid Death Iced Tea, I think. My goodness. Mighty Man is here, now streaming on your favorite channels. Conventions are meeting places, and there are lots of meeting places here. These little guys are in the Mini Family booth. More Korea content. Elephant and Piggy are here, and they are part of Hidden Pigeon Company. These characters are all part of Miraculous Corporation. This advertises One Punch Man, and here he is. My goodness, a familiar name, Warner Brothers Discovery, and these guys, I'm not sure who they are, but they look more familiar. than some. And they have no faces. One of my favorite channels is BBC, and I don't watch the cartoons, but they are here. BBC Studios, and it looks like they produce cartoons too. And they may be giving folks drinks. A familiar name, Sony. And this picture on the front of their booth, the boys are busy. This is still BBC, and this is the character Bluey. And folks all want their picture taken with Bluey.
Not to drive during the summer, so this is like the last trip.
Another familiar name, Smurfs. And they have a big booth here. Across from Smurfs is Ultraman. And it looks like he's a robot. I think I like real men better. I remember this booth from years past, Saturday Evening Post, and that was a favorite magazine when I was a kid. And look at all the artwork they have to release to whoever wants it for a price. I think this guy is in a booth called Ho Ho Live, and he is big, and he's at the corner, and he attracts people. Ho Ho Live. Well, here is a poster for Peter Rabbit, and it looks like the kind of artwork I remember as a kid. I'm not quite sure whose license this is, but the drawing's cute. Across the way we see a very familiar name, Peanuts, and a big screen and more Peanuts. You'd think they'd be giving them away at their booth, but I don't see any giveaways. Just see a name. A summer musical must be coming up. Look at that. Turn around again. Great. The sign says legendary, and there are films. I'm not quite sure what legendary licenses, but there's a logo and people running and all kinds of stuff. Maybe it's movies. Lots of drawings here. Toki Doki. Mermicorn. Starfail. Look at all these drawings back. So lots to be interested in here. Well, I like this sign. I can understand it. Manufacturers of cards, relics, TCG, don't know what that is, and stickers. And here's their booth. And here's another good-looking man for my living room decor. And he's got lots of muscles. I know the name Chia Pet. My goodness, look at these.
Well, that's the thing. The pictures are remotely positive. You don't know what to do with. Like, what's wrong? Yeah.
Hungry something. Pets. Hungry pets. I have 2 pets and I know they're hungry, but I guess this guy might be the hungriest. The sign says iconoclast, And Tony Bennett's picture is up there, so I'm not quite sure. I suppose if you want to license Tony Bennett, you come to Iconoclast. The sign says the most famous Latin astrologer in the world, Walter Mercado. Well, I didn't know that, but I know that now. I don't know whether this is Frida Kahlo, but she's sitting down with two men, and she gave them gifts. Nintendo is here, and I do recognize a few names. Zelda, the Legend of Zelda. I better get up close. I can't tell whether it's a he or a she. It's got to be a she. Here she is with a magic arm. And we move down a little bit, and another name I recognize, Donkey Kong. So Nintendo is here. Super Mario is here, and people want pictures with Super Mario. Seems to me there would be more sports people here, but this is the first booth I've seen. Royal Dutch Football Federation, and they are here. This was simple. Treasures Gifted, and I found out it is a Chicago company, and they produce party supplies, and they're very nice. This company is called Soft Play, and they say, come on, buy. Leaders in innovation, 40 years experience, bringing brands and characters to life, such as this, I don't know, worm, and this car, and they're cute. These were names that were very important when I was growing up. And now we all go online for our information. So I wonder how they're doing, Merriam-Webster and Britannica. Here are a number of names, and I assume you can borrow them for certain fees. It's a big booth.
Would you like some? Do you need snacks?
This is a name from long ago as well, members only. I can remember folks wearing members only jackets. I stopped at this booth to pick up a pen and then asked, what does rightfully do? And I was told that you work with Amazon
sellers and vendors.
Amazon sellers and vendors to recover money owed to them and other things. Rightfully, e-commerce recovery audit solutions. They are here. Okay, I read the sign. World's first smart greeting cards, and a lot of names, and I came down here and I opened a card, and it says if I want a video message I should tap my phone here, and I guess that is why it is a smart greeting card. Upload your own video.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
And then they actually receive what you want to send.
Oh, cute.
Yep.
How much are the cards?
So this is the retail is $19.99
$19.99.
to retail. Yes.
Okay, but people would probably keep the card for a long time.
Yes, they can.
World's first smart greeting cards.
I've got a lot of expertise on the stage, so I'm also aware of time. So, does anyone have any questions that they would like to ask themselves? Gentlemen over there.
Well, you have to love this name, the Happy Bunny. And I guess these are iterations. Be happy, don't listen. I don't know about that. These are patterns and designs from LL Art Studio. Seeing people you see in the audiences. This guy says, interesting name, Brandgenuity. Peeps has a very comfortable chair in a very busy aisle, and it reminds me too that I need to be comfortable and sit down myself. So I am ending my visit to Licensing Expo 2025. I've seen lots of characters I have never heard of before, but they're here and they will soon be on toys for your children or grandchildren.